a new unboxing, and this time I want to share with you the Beastgrave Arena Mortis. So I'm going to open and we're going to make a look on what is inside. Okay, I already make a look so I can explain to you a little bit what you can find. So the first thing we are going to find is this small book, or more than book, these 4 pages, okay, 8, 4 by 2, okay, where we have the explanation of the new arena rules. How it works is for 3 to 6 players. Each player will play with 1 hero. There is a way to balance. Okay, you can take any character you want from any of the warbands in Warhammer Underworlds. So, and then depending on the wounds, you will receive automatic upgrades. Right, there is here a table. So if you have 1 to 2 wounds, you have 3 upgrades, 3 to 4 2 upgrades, 5 wounds 1 upgrade, and more than 6 0 upgrades. And the point is you have to kill the others and then you resurrect automatically. And each time you kill, you get glory points and so on. And on top there is some tokens that you put on the battlefield that they have different effects. Okay. So for example, here I have to. In addition to the first, if a friendly fighter is holding this objective in any end of phase, gain 1 point. So all of them are giving you 1 point. Okay, so you can hold these objectives to gain 1 glory point. And in addition, the first time during the round that the friendly fighter that is holding this objective is given an upgrade, during the upgrade fighter phase step, roll 1 magic dice, and on aligning give the fighter 1 additional upgrade. Okay, so they give you get glory points, and on top you have some side effects, some benefits of that. Okay, so pretty easy, pretty fast to learn, and it's really a banter fight. Okay, then we have the tokens, the new tokens. This is going to be interesting. So we have a new boon counters. Instead of having to put tokens, you can have that, and this is interesting because you can go higher, right? You have up to 10. And then we have the turn, the activation token, and we have the reanimation tokens. We have a board that can be used in an arena. So arena can be played with any board on your collection. Okay, and then it comes with this board that can be used in arena or any Warhammer Underworlds. And I really like this one. It's very curious because it narrows a lot the front face. If you, for example, play with 3 hexagons touching here, okay, you will have an obstacle there. But if you play on the short side, you can really make a bottleneck there. So quite interesting, and I like it. For example, if I play with the Banshees, I think it can be interesting. If you don't know, if you deploy first with the Banshees, this is a good board to choose. Okay, we have this one as well. Okay, so we have 2 new, one new board with 2 sides, and then let's look to the cards that are coming. Okay, because there are some interesting cards here. So let me just, the easiest way to take them out is just okay. So let me maybe zoom in a little bit, and you can see the cards. So first of all, we have new versions of these 2 cards. One is the Restless Dead, and the reason is they create a rule that is placing, so place 1 friendly fighter that is out of action other than the Sepulchral Guardian on starting X on the territory. Give that fighter 1 race counter. Okay, so you have now what is called race counters, and this guy is also giving race counters to when he's resurrecting. Why this is important, we're going to see soon. Okay, because in principle this is not changing any rule that you know. We have, this is the initiative things. These cards are only used for arena, and is to you have to randomize them, and is to in each turn. This will determine who will first, second, third, and depending on how many players. The first player has some benefits, and this card is always in okay, that it gives some negative things. So quite interesting this one. And then let's make a look on the cars. So the cars, for example, we have a new mechanics here. Okay, we have two new mechanics. One, as you can see, is the race tokens, and the other one is you can use what's called the glory points to do things. And we're going to see this in some examples here. So for example, let's look at this first one. Choose one friendly fighter and roll 3 magic dice. For each roll of a critic, gain 1 glory point. For each roll of a lightning, deal 1 damage to the chosen fighter. Okay, so it's a gambit. It can be curious. It's just a plot. Okay, a way, different way to gain glory points. Spend 3 glory points. For example, we have seen here the first. Spend 3 glory points. If you do, choose one friendly fighter, and with no charge or move tokens, that fighter makes a charge action. Okay, you can make a charge action out of the sequence at the plot sequence. So, but it's costing you 3 glory points. Instead of using the Informate, you can use this for this plot. Reaction: roll 2 attack dice. If you roll 1 hammer, 1 or more hammers, choose a friendly fighter with 1 or more race counters. The chosen fighter makes an attack action. You see, you have race counters. This is important because when this card is really dedicated for arena, because when your hero is back from being out of action at the beginning of your turn, you put this guy back to action. Okay, you put it back on the board. But when you put it on the board, you have to put a race token on it. So if it has a race token, then you can use this ability. Okay, and we are going to see more with race tokens. Okay, play this after you place a race counter on a friendly fighter. Okay, so it's a reaction that you use this as placing a race counter. +1 damage, and you can reroll 1 attack dice in the attack roll for that fighter's next range 1 or 2 attack. This effect persists until that fighter is taken out of action or after they make the attack action. Okay, so this is something that is a reaction, and this can be interesting. For example, if you play, there's a lot of cards that will be very useful for the wardens, okay, for the sepulchre guard. So this is a lot of cards that are going to be interesting for them here. Another reaction, play this during friendly fighter's attack action after the determined success step. Spend 2 glory points, you see, and random mechanics. If you do, +1 damage on that attack. Okay, so you can see there is more and more, so I will not go through them, but there is a lot of using the new tokens, the new race tokens or the new race counters, and using glory points to have to activate the ability. And then we go to the upgrades, and we have more or less similar mechanics on the upgrades, but we have some that are quite interesting. For example, reaction: after you place a race counter on this fighter card, remove this fighter from the battlefield and place them in an empty X. Then discard this upgrade. So you put this upgrade, and it's a teleport when this guy comes back from the from the grave. Okay, and this is interesting because you can put it in any empty space, and for example, if you play arena, means that you can teleport next to any of your opponents and then attack him. Reaction: before a friendly fighter should be taken out of action, if this card is on your hand, give this upgrade to that fighter. This does not cost any glory points. So you can give this upgrade without glory points, and then when it's back, he teleports. So it's quite an interesting one because it's almost played like a plot, this one. And then there is a lot of cards to do combo attacks, okay? And there is here there is a lot of cards that will increase a lot the damage throughput. This is a combo attack, okay? So it means that you can do another attack after this one. And this attack action damage characteristic cannot be modified. After this attack action, give this fighter 1 guard token. So quite interesting. Okay, so you attack and then you are in guard. This is a curious one. This is just to if you start buffing and buffing your character. I think this is for if you are playing with it's mainly for arena, I think, because what it does is if you have 3 or more upgrades, it gives +1 wound, and this fighter cannot be driving back. If you have 4, +1 move, and of course the +1 wound, and if you have 9 or more upgrades, this fighter attack action, so you hit in hammers and swords. Okay, this fighter has the following cumulative benefit. Okay, well, you can see there is upgrades of some of them quite interesting. Okay, and there is a lot to make combo. This is another combo attack. This attack action damage characteristic cannot be modified. After this fighter makes an attack action, discard this upgrade. Okay, and then reaction, after deal damage step, pick one of the target upgrades and discard this upgrade. So you remove one upgrade from your opponent and then you discard this one. So reaction, I was looking if there is some that you can make it stronger if you expend glory points. Okay, this is a reaction after a fighter successful attack action with combo. Okay, make this attack action. It must target the same fighter. When made in this way, this attack action has +1 dice and +1 damage. So imagine if you attack after another one, you will do with 3 hammers 3 damage. It's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. This one is quite crazy, I think. Well, it's easy to fail. Okay, it's just one shot, and if you keep hitting, you keep attacking. Okay. So reaction, after this fighter successfully makes this attack action, they make this attack action. Okay, it must be target the same, so you keep attacking until you fail. And then there is these ones that you can combine 3 cards that have the Mortis relief. Okay, you can put 3 of them. I think the other one was somewhere here, I think. Here is the other one. So, and it's one if you have if this fighter have 2 or more Mortis relic, he gains +1 wound. It's not that bad. You have to have another Mortis relic. After this fighter activation, spend 1 glory point. If you do so, push 1 friendly fighter. So you can spend 1 glory point to push a friendly fighter. This can be quite interesting. This one you can spend 1 glory point to push an enemy character, and if you have the 2 Mortis, you have +1 damage to this fighter range 1 and 2. And the last one, I will go to the other one because I find this curious. They are not super strong. There is nothing at the end that it would say, oh, I must include this. Unless I think you play the Sepulchre Guard, there are some interesting combos with the race tokens, race counters. And next one, if this fighter has 2 or more Mortis, you can reroll 1 attack dice, so it's not that strong. And after this fighter activation, spend 1 glory point. If you do draw, and this was interesting, you draw 2 power cards and then discard 1. Not bad. This one is not bad, because the reaction is quite interesting, but you have to spend 1 glory point. Okay, and then there is more. So this was one that will give you a guard after attacking. After declare an attack action, a step, if this fighter was declared as a target of a range 1 or 2, attack action give this fighter. So if he's attacked, you give a guard token to it. So this is quite an interesting one, I will say. Okay, and then there is, of course, there is not objective because we don't play with objective cards. Another thing is when you play arena, you have to create 2 decks one only with plots and one only with upgrades. Okay, and you only have three plots with you. So this is the content. It can be interesting rules. I think they give for a very fast games on Arena. It's another way to play Warhammer Underworlds, a simple way where you only need plots and upgrades. And yeah, normally you will need decks of, they say minimum 10 and 10, but you can have more upgrades than plots if you want, and they recommend to have at least 12 or 13 upgrades, and then I guess you can also put 10 or 13 plots. So and there are some cards, if you play, I think there are some cards that may be helpful to boost the Sepulchral Guard. Okay, so this is all what you can find here. This is Beastgrave, Arena Mortis, so another supplement, and I will say, yeah, it's a way to sell the board, but just with some cards and additional rules for the game. You know, in all the seasons we had this new board. This board was launched alone, and this time they launched the board with some additional goodies. So that's all for now. Please let me know what do you think. Give a like if you have liked this video. Give me your opinion about the Arena Mortis. And I really like, I'm really enjoying Warhammer Underworlds, I have to say. And I hope soon we can meet again in Brussels to play some games. So that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching. See you again later. Bye.